I'd like to begin a series of talks on the Yoga Sutras. I've already begun. I'd like to begin a series of talks on the actual practice of yoga, and in that the two most important books are the Patanjali Yoga Sutras and the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. I won't get into the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra now, that is for little advanced people. The Yoga Sutras also are for advanced people, but even learners can profit. Now, one of the most important things in yoga is what is known as the Ashtanga or the 8 limbs. And we will talk on the first limb, or what is the first classification. It is called Yama or Yam. Not Yama, the god of death, though even that is a mistake. Yama is not the god of death. Yama was the first enlightened man to die, so now he becomes the person who deals out karmic reward and retribution. Yama is not the lord of death, that's a mistake. He was the first enlightened person to die. But the concept Yama or Yam, as they say, it fundamentally means restraint. It means, literally, what does Yama mean? Literally, it means an enclosure. You create a fenced off space for yourself within which you do your process, within which you do your sadhana, within which you do your. Why is that? Because yoga understands that evolution happens not step by step, not periodically, but in great leaps. Now, this is well understood in evolutionary theory today, that there seems to be these fallow times where nothing is moving, nothing seems to be going step by step, one foot in front of the other. There seems to be these fallow times, and then suddenly there is an explosion of new forms. Similarly, in yoga, it is very well understood. Patanjali has described it as that your sadhana is the process where the water is building up. The water is building up behind the dam, behind the reservoir. Then when the rains come, the water overflows and floods the whole country. So each time you break through to a next level, it happens like that. It doesn't happen step by step. So what happens when we are in process, when we are in sadhana, is that many times it seems like there is no movement, there is no growth, nothing is happening, but actually the Shakti is building up. The Shakti is building up, the Shakti is building up, it builds up, comes to that point, and then it suffuses the whole organism. The mind, the body, everything, the emotions, the pranamaya kosha, it suffuses that overflow of Shakti, that overflow of energy, transforms at all levels. So it's a transcend and include. The next level includes the lower level, but it is always at a higher vibration than the lower level. So that whole process of transcend and include, transcend and include. So for that is the reason why we need Yama. That is the reason why we need restraint. Now the word has been translated in multiple ways. That is because these are sutras. Sutras, they will never explain it. They will use words with such Shakti. They will use words with such Shakti that you have to engage with it and you have to come to an understanding. So the word Yama means restraint, it means discipline. I like the classification. I think David Frawley had said it. He said that Yama means all that I shall not do. Niyama means all that I shall do. All my shall nots are classified in Yama. These are the things which I will not do. These are the things I will not engage in. These are the things I will not waste my mental space, my emotional space, my energy space and my physical space on. Whatever you consider to be a no-go area, this is what I will not engage with. That becomes your Yama. Why do we do it? Now please understand, there is a mistake, there is a common assumption even in yogic circles where actually it should not exist, but there is this really tragic assumption that each anga, each limb is like a step in a ladder. first Yama, then Niyama, then finally we come to Samadhi. No. They are always valid at all times. Yeah, it's like Yama is your left leg, Niyama is your right leg. Now you can go without using your left leg, but it's a little problematic and tricky. So no matter what the level you come to, no matter how much you aspire to, no matter how much you attain, the Ashtanga remains valid all through. The Ashtanga remains valid until the time you are carried by 4 people. Yes? Ashtanga, 8 limbs. Now the word Anga also is being translated as limbs. But that's not actually okay. For want of a better word, we can say it is a limb. It means faculty. It means a zone of possibility. It is something that you develop so that you can evolve. Now all yoga is so that you can evolve, so that you can consciously evolve. Unconsciously the evolution is happening. But yoga is the process by which we activate the Kundalini Shakti, which is the force behind evolution, and we consciously ride that tiger or dragon, whatever it is you wish to call it. So, whether it is Yama or Niyama or whatever you talk about it, it doesn't mean that because you have come to a certain level in yoga, therefore no more Yama for me. Do I hear that? It is not steps in a ladder, it is a continuous ongoing process. And very often people who attain to certain levels, they get derailed because they give up on their Yama Niyama. Especially those who are told by their disciples, oh, aap to Bhagwan hai, aap to Jivan Mukta hai. Then they think, okay, no more need for Yama Niyama for me, and then the downward spiral begins. So, it's not necessary for enlightened people to meditate, but they know that the discipline is needed. If the discipline is not in place, then one day there is no height from which you cannot fall. So if the discipline is not needed. Now there is an aspect of personal Yama where you have to decide for yourself, these are my parameters. These are my boundaries. These are the behaviors, these are the actions that I will not indulge in. And there are what are called samajik yamas. There are things that are applicable at all circumstances to everybody. So in the process of yoga, there are 5 aspects of samajik yama, things that apply to everybody.